Hi my loves, welcome to your Cosmic Weather Report for the week ahead. We've got a really big choice point this week as to whether you want to continue to live by your ego or your soul, whether you want to continue to do things the way you've always done them or begin to move into something new, whether you want to continue to live as those kind of old versions of you, or whether you want to really begin to break free into more of your authentic self and who you came here to be. So this begins on Monday when we get a really big day with the sun. Now the sun in astrology represents your ego, your personality, who you are, how you're here to shine, and your soul purpose. So what your soul came here to do, how your soul came here to shine and illuminate the world around you. So on this day, we get the sun square Mars, we get the sun trine Jupiter, and we get the sun opposite Chiron. This is going to be a really interesting day where there is going to be that little bit of almost kind of friction between those versions of you, asking you then to begin to make that choice. So first of all, as the sun opposes Chiron, this can sometimes bring up our old wounding, those things that have happened to us that we allow then to begin to kind of change us and change our view of the world. And the ways that we feel that we're not good enough, our imperfections, those things about us that we feel make us less than. And what you're going to really have an opportunity to do on this day is to realize that your wounds are what make you you. They're what make you unique. There is nothing wrong with you. You just need to begin to expand beyond those woundings and turn those wounds into wisdom, and then begin to again make that choice point to take what you've learned and take what's happened to you and expand into a new version of you. What you're also likely to be able to see around this day is patterns that you keep repeating, maybe because of old wounding. Your heart got broken once, you shut things down, so then you continue to kind of perpetuate or to choose people that don't choose you. And you're going to be able to see where you really do keep repeating these patterns over and over that are based on those kind of little wounds within, and an opportunity to really begin to heal them. Because with the sun square Mars, this is going to bring a real motivation, drive, desire, passion to begin to become all of who you are, to begin to shine your light. And so you might feel a little bit of a frustration around those parts of you that you know shrink or hide or hold you back. And this real like, oh, just come on, just, you know, be all of you, step into the world, know you're worthy, know you're good enough. But with the sun trine Jupiter, that's going to bring this energy. The sun trine Jupiter brings growth, optimism, opportunity, success, expansion, and a real ability to be able to connect to soul you, to expand into that higher self you, that soul you, that version of you that's like, this is who I am. This is what I've got to offer. I know that I'm enough with all of my history and all of my past and everything that I come with. This is me. This is everything that's made me me. And I'm going to take this and expand into more of me. So with that Jupiter energy, there's going to be this beautiful energy of just feeling optimistic and hopeful about everything that could be possible. So this is just a beautiful day to choose, make that little choice point between continuing to live by your ego, your doubts, your fears, the repeating patterns and cycles, or to begin to choose your soul, to begin to choose yourself, to begin to expand into all that you know that you're capable of. Now, Tuesday then, we get Venus opposite Uranus. This could bring new, unexpected developments or changes in relationships. So if you're not currently in a relationship, it can sometimes bring new love out of the blue where it's not been expected, new romance, new interest. If you're in a relationship, it can sometimes bring change. If the relationship has been a little bit stale, it's not really been working, it kind of shakes things up. So if you're in a relationship where things haven't quite been right, this is a day where you start to really be able to feel what it is that needs changing, where those conversations need to be had, where things need to move or realign in a slightly different direction. And on that same note, if you're in a relationship where things are kind of really wonderful and flowing and coming together, this is an opportunity to really take things to the next level, to deepen that intimacy, to deepen the connection. So again, it could be a really good time for those conversations where you do just allow more of you to shine through, and you get to meet in that new, much kind of deeper level. This is a day that also Venus is about our relationship with self and our values and our belief systems. So as Venus opposes Uranus, we always get to see where we're not free to be ourselves, where there are restrictions or limitations, whether they're self-imposed or from other people around us, of where we're expected to be a certain way or behave a certain way. So Venus opposing Uranus can sometimes bring this energy of just really wanting to break free, to liberate yourself, to be like, be a bit wild, a bit rebellious, a bit like, I'm sick of living to all these expectations. I'm just going to break free a little bit. So look out for that, especially if you're not living by your values and your truth. You're going to really feel this around Tuesday. There's going to feel a sense of really being almost stifled and suffocated, that soul expression of you not being able to fully reveal itself. And so just notice anywhere that you do feel that little bit of kind of being squeezed. This is an invite to free more of yourself. Now Wednesday then we get Venus trine Neptune, and this is just a beautiful energy then for romance and dreaming and visualizing and daydreaming. And especially if you're not in a relationship, and the day before with that Venus opposing Uranus, you're like, but I'd love that unexpected love to come in and I'd love to meet somebody. This is a really beautiful day for daydreaming about that person, daydreaming about what would the relationship look like, what would we do together, how would it be, who are they, how would they make me feel. And just a really gorgeous day to let your imagination run a little bit wild. And that might be about relationships. It might be about the life that you want to live. It might be more about who you want to be. Well, if I were really free to be myself, who would I be and how would I show up in the world? And if I was going to let my soul self really begin to shine through and lead the way, what would that look like? And what would I do differently? And how would I perhaps behave differently or speak differently to other people? And so it's just a really beautiful day for self-expression, for creativity, for visualizing. It might be a beautiful day to write kind of an ideal day in your life. What would an ideal day in your life look like? What would you be doing? Who would it be with? Who would you be? Where would you be going? And to really begin to allow some of that creative manifestation energy to come in, to begin to weave through what it is that you really want, dream and desire. So a really nice day to get those daydreams out there into the world so the universe can begin to deliver them through for you. Now Thursday, big day on Thursday. We get the Aries full moon, we get Venus sextile Pluto, and Venus then moves into Sagittarius. I want to begin telling you about Thursday with a public service announcement. This Aries full moon is going to be huge. And so the best way I can describe it is there is going to be turbulence. This is your seatbelt warning. Let's put our seatbelts on, let's strap in, and let's just navigate this together. But everybody is going to feel this moon. Everybody's going to feel the energy and effects of this moon. Everyone is going to feel it in their own way. Everyone is going to be going through a little bit of their own struggles at this moon. And there could be a tendency to want to really take things personally. I want to ask you please not to. I want to ask you to just please give everybody around you some grace and some love and some understanding. We're the lucky ones. We know it's the Aries full moon. A lot of other people don't. So if we can just choose to be kind rather than right, if we can just keep saying to ourselves, it's just the moon, it's just the moon, it's just the moon, we're going to navigate these energies much more easily. Now, as much as I'm telling you this moon is a big energy, which it really is, it's also a profound point of change. It's a choice point between staying in the old or moving into the new. And so one of the first things that this full moon is going to do for us is just show you where enough is enough, where you're like, enough with that, enough with these limiting beliefs, enough with treating myself like this, enough with allowing them to treat me like this, enough with putting up with this, just enough. You're going to be able to really clearly see in your life where enough is enough and you are like, I'm done with this. And sometimes what needs to happen in life is the discomfort of staying somewhere you're not happy or fulfilled needs to get more uncomfortable than the discomfort of change or the unknown. Because very often we will stay in a familiar hell rather than move into a new heaven. We'll always, I know that sounds a silly thing to say, but very often we choose to stay somewhere familiar even if we're not happy. And there are times that needs to get more uncomfortable than the discomfort of thinking about making change or going into the unknown or doing something new. But this full moon is going to be that moment where the discomfort gets too much and there has to be a movement and there has to be a change. And this full moon is really now propelling you into your full potential and purpose. It's asking you to no longer stay stuck in those old ways and those old places and those old versions of you and those old patterns, and really begin to move into something new that might initially feel unknown. But all we need to do at this full moon is take that first brave, bold step, and then the universe can come in to support us. So while we're in that comfort zone, the universe can't get in. We're not coming out, the universe can't come in, and this is where we get stuck. And so if there is any way that you've managed to stay in your comfort zone after the eclipses, your comfort zone is going to be blasted wide open, so that you have to step outside your comfort zone. Because with the big shifts that are coming, especially as Pluto is going to move into Aquarius, we're all now being asked to really step up and play our part. And I know I've said it to you many times before, but our souls have chosen to be here at this time. Your soul has chosen to be here right now to help to pioneer, to help to move the world forwards into something new. And so each one of us now is really being called up to take our part. It's like we're being given new assignments from the universe. Here's your assignment. Are you going to choose to accept it? And we need to begin now to step up into that fullness and start to find that choice point where we're going to live by the energy of our souls, the energy of our full potential, the energy of being who we came here to be, and to follow those little dreams and desires that are within us for a reason. So this moon is just going to blast wide open all of those comfort zones. Now, Pluto, as Pluto meets Venus, they're both going to meet what's called the anaretic degree, the degree of fate. And this is going to take us into Venus will be in Scorpio, Pluto in Capricorn. This is going to ask us or take us through a very deep transformation. It's kind of a death rebirth portal. It's about, are you now finally ready to move away from these versions of you in your life? Are you ready to almost kind of throw yourself into those metaphoric flames so that you can then emerge from those ashes? Are you really ready for this transformation to take place? It's going to mean shedding. It's going to mean letting go. We did a lot of that work with the last Pisces moon. And this is the final point now where we like shed it and we step into the new. Just after meeting Pluto, and this is where it gets really beautiful and interesting, Venus then moves into Sagittarius. So this takes us then into freedom, liberation. Venus in Sagittarius is about the freedom to be you, new adventures, new experiences, being a free spirit, embracing all of yourself, being that eternal wanderer, connecting to the spiritual, moving out there into the unknown, exploring life, being excited about life, allowing everything that wants to come to you. But Venus in Sagittarius, most of all, is just about that freedom to be yourself. And so it's really beautiful on an Aries full moon, as Venus meets Pluto, we're asked to shed those final layers of the old versions of us in our life and those patterns we keep repeating, so we can step into being a free spirit, being liberated, being free, being like, this is me and all of me, and I'm going to offer all of me to the world because this is what I've got to give, me. And while I'm not offering me, I'm denying the world of that. So you're really going to be asked to just find that liberation of, I'm just going to shine myself into the world. I'm going to shine my soul's light into the world. I'm going to start to speak the words that want to be spoken through me and do what wants to be done through me. Because this is me and this is what I've got to give. A beautiful week, a powerful week, and just about to run out of time. So as always, I'm going to send you all of my love and I'll be back soon.